who's just a gamer. It's so fun to watch her compete. I'm a huge Chloe Kim fan myself.
Peace Park is something we've been kind of experimenting with for years. We dreamt this up because it was just getting stale riding the same stuff. We were going out and riding the same half pipe every contest, every photo shoot. We were just getting bored. For us, it's fun when you introduce new features, new transitions, new terrain to ride, sort of taking that skate park feel and putting it on the mountain. Things like Peace Park, modified super pipe, lend to showing up somewhere and not knowing what your run's gonna be. Really, that's something that kind of makes it fun.
I think the modified super pipe is so cool. Is it gonna be a hip into the half pipe? Is it gonna be some sort of rail feature in there? So I'm a big backer of it.
Modified half pipe is one of the best things I think to happen to half pipe skiing and snowboarding in the recent years. Just kind of adding a new flavor and new almost skate park approach to a format that definitely has an expiration date on it. So I think it's super important to kind of ingest creativity, and I'd say the modified half pipe almost exposes the people who can't ride all around as well. And I think that's cool.
Having something fresh and new to ride is important for the sport.
Riding half pipe, you definitely have to have a serious love for it. You land 6 inches to the left on a half pipe wall, 6 inches to the right, you're done. Definitely something you gotta have a lot of love for because it is really intense. The weightless feeling that you have riding a half pipe, you can't really get anywhere else on skis. If you love it enough, it's definitely worth it in my opinion.
What I really liked was getting a lot of jumps in a really short period. And if you did land them, you would ride smoothly. It would just feel good in the transitions.
Once I got in it, I was just hooked. It was such a scene and it was such a cultural hangout. Unlike slopestyle and the other things where it's all spread out down the whole mountain, half pipe's just right here. And you can see everything everyone's doing all the time. And it's a really pretty intimate experience.
It is so unbelievably nuanced, and I think that's why I loved it, because perfection is elusive and the finish line is always changing. You're always learning something new, and it never got old for me.
What drew me to the half pipe was it was just the easiest thing for me to like catch air, dig a toe edge in and rip across the flat bottom and blast a frontside air and feel like I'm Noah Selaznick or something. It unlocks a little world that I can't tap into anywhere else.
Oh my goodness!
When I watch the half pipe today, I feel kind of like I'm watching a fight. I'm scared, but I'm really happy, and it's all these emotions because it's gotten so dangerous and so radical that you're kind of on edge. Then when they pull it off, you're just so happy for them, and it just creates this feeling of lightness and energy that I love it. I still love it today more than I ever have.
When I look at the pipe today and I think of where it came from to where it is now, to the size of the walls, to the equipment, to all these technical tricks, the thing that doesn't change is the guy going the biggest is going to get the biggest cheers.
The future of the half pipe is more crazy, mind-blowing tricks and a solid big 22-foot pipe. I think you're gonna see triples come into play. I think you're gonna see back-to-back 14s be a thing. It's gonna keep progressing. But I also think you're gonna see this other parallel of modified pipe. You're gonna have that, and then I think you're gonna have the main 22 heavyweight title fights. That's what I hope to see.
I feel like we're in a transition phase, the youth, myself and the guys that I grew up competing against. We're all kind of standing side by side on the podium now.
You need to have the young guns in there that are pushing you to keep riding.
It's kind of our job now to make sure that perception of snowboarding sticks, and we do the best we can doing that.
Scotty James. I think what's coolest about half pipe riding is that it involves some of the best parts of snowboarding. Its history is super rich. It's fun to watch. Makes me feel like a sick surfer. It makes me feel like a sick skater. Halfpipe is a huge part of what snowboarding is. It adds so much to the sport and brings so many people into it.
It takes so much for the average kid to get to the mountain to go snowboarding.
It's not like, you know, skateboarding or basketball where you just go play wherever you want. You need a mountain, first of all, snow, the whole gear setup, tickets. Making it more accessible is super important for the growth of the sport.
My backyard started in around 2012. Started there, just a few rails, and then each year it grew and grew, and then I got put in this really cool opportunity to bring them to a couple resorts, and right now they're at Copper Mountain, Killington, and Woodward Park City.
The most beautiful thing about it is that it's free. Getting more kids boarding and giving them a spot to really learn some tricks, jib, hang out with their friends. I've even taken a couple runs through Red's backyard, which is saying a lot.
I can't go after that.
Having Red's backyard here at Copper is pretty rad.
Jib's got a jib, you know?
I'm looking up and I see the Red's backyard features in the Streetstyle. I'm like, okay, this is kind of incredible.
Red has accomplished so much at such a young age, and to be giving back to his community is really inspiring.
Giving back to snowboarding is rare, so props to Red for just thinking about others. It's a beautiful thing.
Well, it is a beautiful thing, and thank you very much, Red. And there it is, a shot right here at Copper Mountain of the Dew Tour Streetstyle course. Streetstyle makes its return here to Copper Mountain and the Dew Tour. Hi, everybody. We're going to kick it off with Women's Ski Streetstyle Final. We've got 4 Streetstyle events out here tonight. We've got men and women's ski as well as men and women's snowboard. Jimmy Coleman here in the booth alongside Pete Arneson. We got DC out in the field, and you got quite a lot to work with out there in that street style course, Pete.
Yeah, it's a nice long course, lots of options. Hoping to see some really good skiing tonight from men and women, and snowboarding as well.
Yeah, it's kind of a party vibe out there. Last year we did this, we had everybody hanging out from the Dew Tour experience along the fence line, and it's a good time. So we actually have 9 skiers in the field here in the women's comp. It's a 25-minute jam session, and it's top 3. overall impression, and then we got the little bonus prize for best trick. You get a little extra Dew Tour cash, Pete.
I love it. Great to see it. Lots of the ladies from the field that we saw earlier, or yesterday, excuse me, out here skiing in slope style, and then a few other names mixed in there. We have Eileen, who's first place in pipe, doing triple duty out here this weekend, and then a few other cool names in here as well, like Taylor Lundquist. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, so apparently 2 dropped. We got a newer start list, so I stand corrected. I should have trusted my graphic. 7.
7 works. I like that.
Sorry, that's 1 less Mountain Dew kickstart for me tonight.
No shotguns.
Nope, terrible. Okay, so here we go. Let's get this thing underway. It is a jam session here, and again, it's 1, 2, 3 cash prizes for 1, 2, 3, and of course, there's $1,000 up for grabs here in the best trick department.
Dropping in, getting things started on that first rail, making her way down to that flat down, little disaster lip slide back to forward. Way to get things started out here at Copper. Under the lights.
McKenna Brown there starting us off again, and once we got our first competitor in, the jam session clock starts, I should say, and we are underway here, just under 25 minutes.
Front 270 out. Way down there.
That was Sky Clark out of Vancouver, British Columbia, so I'm guessing they're going to run them in order here as we go through this jam session.
There's Mathilde Grimaud. Swiss skier, a little switch on, trying to get that front 2 out of the down flat down. First lady taking that one on so far. A lip slide transfer, so coming from one rail to another there, and then switch tails over, side 270 out, nice and clean. Looks like Johanna Keeley.
Yeah, Johanna Keeley from Norway.
There's Taylor Lundquist. Great street skier, always putting out great video parts. Frontside switch up, 270 out, and losing a shoe there. Lots of style. One of the most progressive lady skiers out. There's Kelly Silderu, frontside 450 off, and then a frontside switch up K-Fed on the drop rail. Kelly making her way through here.
So the hits are coming quick here. We're just about 1.5 minutes in here into this 25-minute jam session. And like we were talking about at the top here, it's not about an individual run. Judges are looking for the overall impression out here in this jam session before they determine our podium out here tonight. What a scene out here under the lights, too. The sun's kind of gone down behind the mountain. Fire up the lights here. What an awesome way to cap off day 4 or 5 out here for Dew Tour Copper Mountain 2021.
This is definitely one of the best fan-friendly events. You can see the whole entire course. You get to watch them make their way down, and it's under the lights. It's hard to beat.
So this course actually stays here throughout the course of the season. So it's not like this is just up and then we take it away once this party's over. So Red's Backyard is here and it's open to all, Pete.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out. Work on my rail skills.
You can come back next week after Christmas.
I think
just
I might.
a session Red's Backyard here.
I'm really enjoying Copper.
Hang out with Lucy, the Copper dog.
Yep.
Pete Arneson, friend to the animals here at Copper Mountain.
You know, you check out my Instagram. All I'm doing is posting pictures of dogs and you.
Pete's Dogs of Instagram and stories with you and I up here in the booth. Okay, so no action right now, but time continues to tick away on the clock here.
Yeah, that's a long hike back up for each run here. Looks like someone's dropping in right now. Slide to forward there. Making her way into the down flat down.
Taylor Lundquist there.
Frontside switch up. Was McKenna Brown. McKenna Brown. So dropping in switch. Switch on, bringing that one to forward, nice and clean.
That was Sky Clark.
There's a front switch up of her own there on the down flat down. Rails are sliding nice out here tonight. Go with the frontside 270 on switch 270, locking that one to forward. Mathilde Grimaud. Johanna Keeley dropping in with a switch 270 of her own. Oh, and going down on that.
Just catching an edge there as we are winding down to 4 minutes down. 21 minutes left to go here in this women's ski street style final jam session. See, look at everyone just lined up against the snow fence. They're making their way over from the Dew Tour. Everybody's coming down after last mountain runs. They're like, hey, this thing's still going out here tonight? Sure is. Welcome to day 4 or 5 out here for the Dew Tour. We keep the lights on.
Kelly Silderu with a frontside switch up, pretzeling the 450 off there. 270 on from Taylor Lundquist. Backside switch up all the way through that flat down. Nice run there from Taylor.
Hey, look at that. She just pops the skis off and she's just getting ready to make the trek back up the mountain right there. So it's a little bit of a hike there. It looks like the course is just, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think the course is a little bit bigger than what we had out here last year.
Does seem to be a little longer, a few more options for him.
Yeah, you get a little bit more real estate to work with here. So it's a little bit of a hike to get back up there, especially when you only got 6 or 7 in the lineup out here. See the branding right there, Red's Backyard. So if you're watching this and you're like, you know what, I don't have any plans after Christmas, after New Year's, come on out to Colorado, everybody. Hop on a plane, come to the Centennial Stage. You can come on, and you too can ride Red's Backyard.
Love it. Joanna Keeley. Oh, with the backside switch up, Pretzel 270 out.
Do you know why they call it the Centennial State? You want a little history trivia?
Let me know, Jimmy.
It's because it became a state 100 years after the signing of the Declaration of Independence.
Makes sense.
There you go. 1876 was when Colorado became a state, hence the name, the Centennial State. There you go. You get to see cool tricks at the Dew Tour and you learn things.
Thank you for that, Jimmy.
See, I try to be a dual threat. So 5.5 minutes down, just under 19 and a half left to play here in this jam session for the women's ski street style final. You know what we need, besides a couple of Mountain Dew kickstarts?
What's that?
We need to have like that little conveyor belt that they put at the kiddies runs to just kind of tow you back up to the top right there.
That's a good idea.
There you go.
See what Red can add to his backyard in the future.
Or maybe even a couple of sled dogs just drag you right back up to the top. That would even work as well.
I do like dogs. There's McKenna Brown. Nice full pull through that down flat down. Sliding that to switch.
Out of Bend, Oregon.
I have to visit Bend, Oregon soon. I like that place.
It's a good time.
There's Eileen dropping in. I got Red Bull helmets confused earlier and thought that was Matilda, but Eileen doing the super fed there on the drop rail.
She had a dominant performance in pipe the other day. Her Kelly Silderoo having a bit of a battle there, but Eileen Gu coming away with a big win in the women's ski super pipe final.
And then a second place in slopestyle.
Yeah,
so she's triple threat out
She's been on a run, man. She got a big air win in Steamboat, then she got the pipe win here in Copper for the Grand Prix last week. Speaking of the devil, there's Kelly Silderoo.
Taylor Lundquist dropping in, backside switch up on that down rail. Making her way to the down flat down. Front side switch up, Pretzel 270. Taylor very consistent out here so far. You love to see it.
So you're no stranger to the judges booth. You've been in there before. If you had to put this into a ranking situation by what you've seen thus far with this first handful of minutes underway, how would you rank this as of right now?
You know, the few ladies who have landed more consistent, you're looking at Kelly's landed a few tricks, Eileen as well. Joanna Keeley, so they're up in the mix, and they're just looking for consistency and just an overall impression using the whole course, not just hitting one rail, but making their way around and hitting multiple.
Hey, we're going to get some replays here.
Oh, nice K-bed there from Kelly Silderoo. The front side switch up continuing too. It looks like that's McKenna Brown on the down flat down with a front side switch up of her own. Taylor Lundquist with that nice 270 onto the down rail. And backing that one up with the backside switch up on the flat down. Joanna Keeley, the backside switch up, pretzeling that 270 out. So stopping her rotation from the one way and then going back the other direction. And Eileen with the super fed, so front side switch up continuing force. A lot of good skiing and a lot of landed tricks so far.
Yeah, and there is still a lot of time left on the clock here in the jam session.
The judges are going to have their work cut out for them tonight.
It's half the judges. It's only 3 in this go.
Right.
So the other half get to crack a Mountain Dew and hang out and watch the rest of this.
I wonder if they Rochambeau'd or flipped a coin.
They had to put they put credentials in a hat and someone just had to draw one out.
My guess is that Adam is definitely judging. He kind of gets the short end of the stick pretty often.
Maybe he volunteered for that. Maybe he was like, you know what? I really want to judge street style.
He is a rail guy, so you never know.
See, he might have lobbied hard to make his case to still sit in the booth out there.
I would have. That's why I'm here. I really wanted to be here with you, Jimmy.
See, I love it. I was getting a little bit of separation anxiety after not getting to work with you yesterday in the morning. I had to sit over here and call the women's pipe final with Tom Wallish.
Yeah, that guy Tom loves his heater tubes, doesn't he?
Hey, at least they left the blankets in the booth here.
I'm happy about it. I'm not complaining.
Not at all.
No.
Hey, so getting you to walk that scoring plank again here, a ranking plank.
Oh, Kelly Silderoo swapping like crazy there.
So thus far, we keep talking about how there's a best trick prize up for grabs for $1,000. Where would you put that now? From what?
Right now, that's probably at the top.
Okay.
Right, multiple switch ups on
See
that
what I did
big
there?
flat down. Way to set me up for that one, Jimmy.
T-ball, buddy. T-ball.
Love it. McKenna Brown threw that down, flat down to switch. Very clean.
I keep wondering if we're going to get a shot at DC in that lovely Dew Tour holiday sweater that he was rocking earlier. I don't know if we're going to get to see it tonight.
Might be a little cold, yeah.
He's got to put on the outerwear. He's got to get the moose jacket going.
Nice frontside 450 off there for Taylor Lundquist. Looking good. Great to see some of these other skiers in the mix, not just the ones who have been in the slope style competition, but we have some film skiers and street skiers out here mixing in with them. Here's a look at Kelly Silderoo.
Hey, this is a first for us over here at the Dew Tour Live booth. We get a twofer. We get the 2-box, Pete.
Toyota twofer. There's the backside switch up, continuing switch up, continuing 2 out there. So just hopping around on these rails tonight. What a fun looking setup.
Yeah, see, look, everyone's just hanging out. The party continues out here at Copper Mountain.
Joanna Keeley with a frontside 2 on that C rail. And then making her way across, switch on, frontside switch up, continuing 2. Switch on to the K-Fed there for Yo-Yo.
And the fans seem to love it. We
it.
do have current standings. Look at that. Johanna Keeley, Kelly Silderoo, and Eileen Gu. I didn't think we were going to. I thought this was
making the judges work extra hard tonight. I like it.
I was about to say that I was wondering if we're just going to get the big reveal at the end, but there you go. You ask for mid-jam session rankings, and you get them. We're giving the people what they want, Pete. Well, I guess we're not.
Going.
The graphics department is, but
true.
You and I are just talking our way through.
We're just hanging out.
Yeah.
There's Eileen Gu. Made her way through on that nice transfer rail up top. Going to hike back up.
She's got a lot going on this weekend.
Yeah, I don't know how
slope
she's still
style
standing.
pipe, and then I know my old legs would have given out long before this, man. But she just keeps going and going and going.
There's a look at Kelly Silderoo up top.
And we didn't get to see Kelly yesterday in the slope style event. Ended up withdrawing from that. Originally, we were told she wasn't going to take her first run. She was going to take her second, third runs, but then actually backed out of those, so glad to see her back in competition out here this weekend.
Nice switch left 270 onto that down rail. And then the front side switch up, pretzel front side switch up with tons of control. She uses those edges to change direction on the rail, switching up the way she's standing. There's Taylor Lundquist dropping in. The backslide, so the one ski slide, and the backside switch up, looking like she was trying to lock for a pretzel there.
Coming into that first rail with a pretty good clip of speed there as we're approaching the halfway point. So 12 and a half down, 12 and a half to go here in this 25-minute jam session. One of 4 street style events we got for you out here tonight.
There's McKenna dropping into that top rail. A little slide, trying to get to that transfer. Ooh, dangerously close to taking a rib check there. Luckily saving that one.
Pop the skis off, make the hike back up to the top of the start structure there. So just under the halfway point here. Again, we got women's snowboard street style final coming up later on, and then we're back to men's ski street style and men's snowboard street style coming up at Copper Mountain. Is our host out here yet again for the Dew Tour here in 2021. It's one of the riders' favorite places to be out here, is good old Copper Mountain.
Copper is king right now.
of Colorado. Breckenridge was always king. Breck fell off. Copper took the reins, and they are running with it.
It just became the hub of what's going on.
I love coming here. The half pipe's good every time you come, whether it's, you know, a random Wednesday or a competition. You know exactly what you're gonna get.
These guys just love it. Like, their park builders love building stuff. They really want to test their limits, and I just want to ride at a mountain where their park builders want to test their limits, and I want to test my limits.
Yeah, I think snowboard parks in general are sort of a dying breed these days. It's not a cheap thing for mountains to invest their time in. They're one of the last resorts in the United States to provide a 22-foot half pipe year-round. Without them, we'd be struggling to find half pipes.
They really listen to what we have to say, and they want it to be fun for all the riders.
My whole strategy gearing up for the Olympics was to basically come to Copper, ride, and then just stay here.
You can really come here and progress however far you want.
Over time, it's evolved into this thing where they want to be a proving ground for snowboarding.
You know, half pipe in the United States that we can depend on, that we know we're going to get amazing training. I look forward to it every year.
This is the best venue in America, hands down, for half pipe.
Well, who needs Yelp, Pete, when you got those glowing reviews from some of the top athletes here?
JJ Thomas with a
that was harsh right out of the gate.
Opinion.
You know
Impressive.
what? I mean, if you're going to make a statement, make a statement.
Yeah.
He did just that at the top of that feature. But
Let
my goodness,
his opinion be known.
if you ever need anybody to write you a glowing review, you know who to call right there.
Definitely.
But hey, we're glad to be back at it. I mean, you know, Winter Dew Tour had a home in Breckenridge for so long, and then we switched gears last year, February 2020. We came out here, and it was a good time. And well, then obviously the world went through some changes there, so we had to wait a little bit to come back here. But again, thanks to Copper for playing host yet again, and hats off job to the course builders, designers, and builders, and everything that they've done to make all this happen, especially with some snowfall that we had on Wednesday. But let's take a look at some highlights here, Pete.
Yeah, looking back, here's Kelly Sildaroo making her way through those rails. There's a look at Eileen Gu with the frontside switch up on that transfer rail. There's a lot of risk there because that is not one solid rail. There's a look at Taylor Lundquist, a film skier out here competing in the street style. Cool to have different people in here. Lots of different skiers. There's Johanna Keeley from Norway, always one of my favorites. Lots of great skiing, lots of landed tricks so far. It's good to see it, and hopefully their legs are hanging in there as they're hiking up there. And
it's the youth, Pete. It's the youth.
You're good. At altitude, too. I would be suffering, Jimmy.
Yeah, we're quite a ways up here.
We are.
You have to take some precautions when you come up here. So if you do decide to come up here and you want to check out Red's Playground, you know, you got to stay hydrated. Stretching is important.
It is.
And yeah. We're just under 8 minutes left to go here. Johanna Keeley in the driver's seat right now. Kelly Sildaroo and Eileen Gu. So those are your current standings. However, it is an overall impression, so it's far from over. And let's not forget, as we tick down the remaining 7.5 minutes and some change here, there is still a best trick $1,000 up for grabs. That'll buy you a lot of Mountain Dew.
Yeah, there's a nice 450 out there from Sky Clark on that last rail. Nice and clean, tons of style. Judges are looking for execution out here, and they're looking for difficult tricks.
Cheerless are still running. It's after 4 o'clock, man. They're just full throttle out here tonight at Copper.
There's Eileen at the front, too. Then the switch 270 disaster pretzel, too. So that's what's getting her up on that leaderboard right now. Love to see it. There's Taylor Lundquist.
Good save right there, cheating that one around. We got 7 minutes to go here.
There's a look at Taylor, that backslide. So just sliding on that one ski and then going for that backside switch up. She's trying to lock that maybe to pretzel, but doing a continuing 2 out that time. Kelly Sildaroo, a little frontside switch up on the down rail. Coming into that down flat, down backside switch up, locking it in the switch. Very controlled, lots of style on that one.
Just so casual and controlled through that down flat down rail. Just making it look way too easy.
One of the best rail skiers in the world. Always nice seeing her out here.
It's a walk in the park for her. In this case, it's a walk in Red's Park.
Oh, nice.
So coming up on 6 minutes left to play here in the women's ski street style final.
Kenna Brown sliding that first rail and trying to disaster lip slide onto that down of the flat down, carrying lots of speed.
Judging from that reaction there, she kind of looked like she wanted a little bit more out of that towards the end. She kind of threw her hands up a little bit. It's like,
A little surprised, maybe catching just a little bit of that part of the flat there, throwing her off. As a look at Joanna Keeley up top, our current leader.
You know, the other thing too, we haven't talked about that fatigue factor of like you take a run and then you got to walk back up to the top of this thing and keep doing that throughout the span of 25 minutes with pretty much no breaks.
So look at Eileen making her way through the course. Lots of tricks so far. And then Kelly also with the front side 4 off the C rail. Look at that. Backing it up with the super fed there.
Getting more paperwork as we continue. Oh, it's another start list.
It's updated for you, Jimmy.
Look at that. You know, I mean, if the full 25 minutes, they don't get a break. We took a break while we were watching the, the highlights there of the athletes talking about Copper Mountain. But while that was going on, the clock kept rolling and they were still skiing.
Oh yeah, still landing tricks.
That's why we came out of that. We had a highlight package right there because like we had to recap what we missed while we were going through that.
And we had a leaderboard switch up. We had the Norwegian skier Joanna Keeley jump up into the lead.
Yes, we did, and we're just under 5 minutes, so we may get another snippet, another look in there at our top 3 standings, and then we'll find out at the end.
Front side switch up pretzel 2.
We'll find out at the end about our $1,000 best trick winner as well.
Sky Clark there with a nice front side switch up pretzel 2 on the down flat down. Another nice run from her. I wouldn't be surprised if she jumps up into the mix.
So we're just under 4.5 left to go here. Looking up top, that's Taylor Lundquist. Hey, what more could you ask for on a Saturday night? You got the lights all fired up. Everyone's hanging out down there by the Dew Tour Experience. Everyone's having a great time today. She's like, come on, Copper, let me hear you make some noise out there. I like it. She's playing to the crowd. We're just under 4 minutes as we roll on. Let's check in with the third member of our crew. DC, where are you at, buddy?
Thanks, guys. Hanging out here on the course, watching these women throw down, and we got a beautiful crowd out here at Copper, so there's only a few minutes left, so I want you guys to get these women fired up. Let's hear it for them. Make some noise for these women throwing down out here for you. It's a Saturday. The full moon is about to come out. You guys can get louder than that. Let's hear it for these ladies throwing down. Taylor Lundquist hiking up here. Taylor, how you doing?
So good. Thanks for the hype, crowd.
Thank you for hyping everybody up and killing it out here. If you have not listened to Taylor Lundquist's episode on the Bomb Hole podcast, definitely check that out. But yeah, women are throwing down. Love to see it. Copper Mountain, Colorado. Thank you guys for coming out and supporting. And yeah, keep it up, ladies.
DC not only with the crowd pump right there, but keeping you appraised of the lunar schedule out here at Copper Mountain.
Yeah, I'm letting you know about the bomb hole. We had Chris Grenier out here calling some slope style earlier today.
He's throwing plugs. He's telling you about the full moon coming up later on.
He's one of a kind. He really is.
He is an all-inclusive announcer.
He's doing everything.
So he wears so many hats.
So many hats. He's probably wearing 2 hats right now. Usually it's the bill and then the 1 hat on top.
And possibly 2 sweaters because it is a little chilly out here tonight.
There's a look at Joanna Keeley. Last update, she was our leader. There's Eileen Goose. Switch on to that first row, coming in hot with the right side 450 on. Disastering down to the down of that flat down.
Okay.
So she's got more in the tank. I don't know how.
Well, yeah, it's youth, man.
Yeah.
Got a couple of 18-year-old, a couple of 19-year-olds,
she is
an 18-year-old.
Running back up.
She is the
She's going to go get that 450.
See, you have that kind of energy at age 18. You can run back up to the top of the start.
So look at that 450 on, just coming off a little bit early, but going for that big trick out here. Probably one of the biggest ones we've seen so far.
Then again, the judges are looking at an overall impression during the jam session, so we'll see if that shakes up the standings here under the final 2 minutes to go here in this women's ski street style final. We bring back in Taylor Lundquist.
Taylor dropping in, one of my favorite skiers to watch. 270 on, locking that back to switch. I think she wants that 2 pretzel 2, so she's going to get back up there maybe for one more go at it.
Say if she hustles, she's got time for one more here. And again, let's not forget, we keep talking about it. We're going to throw it out there because it's extremely relevant. There's a $1,000 prize up for grabs for what the judges deem as the best trick of the entire jam session.
Here's a look back. Sky Clark, frontside switch up, pretzeling that 270 out, so spinning back the other direction. There's Taylor Lundquist with the back 270 with a tail grab there, and then capping that off with a K-Fed. Shout out Kevin Federline with that one. Frontside switch up from Kelly Silderoo, making her way into the down foot down, going for a backside 360 switch up. McKenna Brown with the big disaster to backslide going for it there. Looked like we just had Kelly Silderoo land something big there, a lot of noise.
With that 2-box, that's live on the right side, the top left there, the bigger of the two. That was replay, so Kelly just put something down big. You could hear the reaction from the crowd there. We're under 30 seconds left to go here, Pete.
Coming in hot here, going for the last couple runs. Oh, going for that down flat down, just coming off a little early. Got 10 seconds left, everyone's last drops. Here's Kelly Silderoo.
Yeah, this is a look back to what went down there. We had the 2-box going there.
Coming into that down flat down. There's the backside 360 switch up, so she did lace that one. That's definitely gonna be bumping her up.
So Kelly Silderoo making things happen here in the last 30 seconds. I believe we are out of, that should have been it.
Final drops here. Joanna Keeley on course, switch on, backside switch up, oh, and just tipping over a little bit.
Just had to put the hands down to push off for the save there.
Taylor Lundquist making her way into the down rail. 270 on, locking that to switch. She wanted that pretzel too. A great showing, always fun to watch Taylor ski. What a great showing. What do you think, Jimmy?
I mean, awesome 25-minute jam session here, and I mean, the hits just kept coming.
McKenna Brown, look at this disaster to backslide all the way down there, coming in so hot.
You get your replays with this lovely NFL film style background music.
It's nice. Look at that backslide, locking in, just sliding on one ski. So difficult to hold that all the way through. Cool trick. I love it. That was great.
I mean, that was an awesome 25 minutes right there. I mean, it was non-stop action. I mean, fatigue never set in for anyone. I mean, it just kept coming one right after the other.
Some of the best rail skiing we've ever seen from the women out here. Such a cool course. Big features, but very trickable features. So we saw a lot of hammers out here tonight.
You know, and to bring it up again, the fact that this is going to be here all season long and that anybody can come out here and ride Red's backyard, that is absolutely huge. So look at that. When it all comes down to the end, Kelly Silderoo within the last 30 seconds of the jam. Obviously, that was enough to put her in the top spot, so she gets the win here at Women's Ski Street Style. And then Johanna Keeley in second, and Eileen Gu, she's going to be on the podium yet again. That's her third time this weekend. She won Women's Pipe. She got second in Slopestyle. Now she finds herself in third place here. So she
3 for 3 on the podium.
She batted for the cycle out here, Pete.
Good grief. Very impressive.
She got a first, second, and a third out here.
Love it. But great skiing from all the women out here tonight. Huge tricks, very consistent, and the judges paid off and rewarded Kelly Silderoo for that first place.
We have yet to see who's getting the $1,000 for the best trick. That one didn't come up yet. So everybody hanging out down there. They got to clear the course out because we got some Dew Tour live action coming up, and then we've got women's snowboard street style still to come. DC's your Iron Man out here tonight because he's out there in the trenches for all 4 of these events. You and I get to dip in and dip out of the booth here. We'll be back for the men's ski street style event a little bit later on, but look at all the fans out there in the corral area, the Dew Tour experience, still hanging tough out here and just having a good time.
I don't think I'd want anyone else but DC doing that job out there, always getting everyone hyped up.
He's a man of the people. He loves
it.
You know, he always gets you the inside scoop as to what's going on.
Oh, there he is right there.
Yeah, maybe some inside lines on what people are going to do in their runs. He gets you all the injury updates. If you're riding somebody else's equipment, you know, like he manages to just be everywhere at once and always find out what's going on. Not to mention when you're out here in the elements, I mean, it is cold out there. And he's been out there not just for this, he's been out here all day long.
Yeah. Great to see it. Getting a little darker out here under the lights.
It's a whole different animal out here when the sun finally goes down and the lights are up. It's cool. I mean, we've always done street style at night out here at any of the Dew Tour stops in the past where we've had this event. So it's just a different vibe, and I love it.
Yeah, women's snowboard coming up next. That's going to be a great one to watch. And then we're back in the booth for men's ski.
No, we're not done yet. We still have another one to call. Men's ski is going to be a 35-minute jam session, I believe. We have a fluctuating start list on that one. We've got some late-minute additions and a couple of drops there, so we'll keep you posted on that when that time arrives a little bit later on this evening. But look at that. They just cleared everybody out of there. Looks like they got some of the crew out there maybe doing a little grooming around the features there on the course. So we'll take a little bit of a breather here, but right now let's take a look back at some highlights from the women's ski slopestyle final that went down yesterday afternoon, Pete.
There's our second place finisher in the street style tonight, Joanna Keeley. I believe also got second in slopestyle. So great skiing out here this weekend. Oh, third, excuse me. She got third in slopestyle. There's your second place finisher and third tonight, Eileen Gu.
And first in pipe earlier. Yep. I mean, she ran 2 events yesterday. She had 2 finals yesterday afternoon.
I've been dropping some great spins out there. Very clean runs. Always fun to watch. And she's a threat for the top of the podium in every contest. When it came down to it, it was Tess Ledoux ending up in the top spot. Consistent through the rails, lots of styles. Is definitely rewarded for her hard rail tricks. And then so clean through the jumps. That left side 9 there at the bottom, capping that tail grab. Love to see it. Great skiing yesterday. Such a fun show to watch.
That was a stellar performance out of her yesterday. So she stands at the tallest part of the podium in the women's ski slopestyle final yesterday. Also, got to give her a shout out. She took a heck of a knock in one of those runs yesterday and was kind of favoring that left shoulder situation. So sending those positive vibes and well wishes out Tess's way there. But again, she walks out of here with the big win. So that's how it all went down in slopestyle yesterday. And I believe we're going to give out, we're going to do the awards here before we move on to Do Tour Live and into the women's snowboard street style event. DC gets to take care of that duty as well. And it looks like we are ready to go, so let's send it down one more time to DC.
Ready to do this, hand out some hardware. If I get up on the stage. Copper Mountain, make some noise for all the ladies throwing down out here for street style. Respect. All right, well, with no further ado, let's get your podium up here. In third place, make some noise for Eileen Gu throwing down. One more time, hands together for Eileen Gu. Thank you, Chris Ortiz, handing out the hardware. In second place, Yo-Yo, Johanna Keeley. Make some noise again for second place finisher, Yo-Yo, Johanna Keeley. Norway represent. And your champion out here this evening for women's street style. Show your love for Kelly Silderoo. Hands together for your women's street style champion, Kelly Silderoo, and your podium out here for street style, holding it down on the medal. And we got one more award to hand out to you. Best trick, getting the trophy, getting some bragging rights and some spending cash too. And that was for a switch flip 2-7 on pretzel, 2-7 out, going to Eileen Gu. Congratulations. And let's hear it again. Eileen Gu winning best trick, getting on the podium, killing it this week. 1 half pipe, slaying it over on slopestyle as well. Just podiums on podiums on podiums. Congratulations, Eileen. What do you want to say to everybody out there?
Thank you guys so much. This has been such an incredible week, and I'm super happy I got to share it with everybody.
Well, we're stoked to have you all out here. Thank you all. Hands together one more time for these amazing women.
So taking a look at some highlights here one more time for our first of 4 street style events out here, and what a performance it was, Pete.
Oh, what a great showing. Lots of great tricks landed by these women tonight. Super fun to watch out here.
So that's a wrap here from the ski side of things for now. So we've still got more coming up here from the Dew Tour. Take a quick little break. When we come back, we get Dew Tour Live. Mariah Duran's going to step into the booth right here and talk a little bit about skateboarding. And then we're going to have the women's snowboard street style coming up. So stick around. Lots more to come here from the Dew Tour.